Hey again, we're back again this week to have a chat about the games from last week and the games that are coming forward this weekend. The first thing we're going to have a look at and talk about is the results from last week. So the results were Rosslare 2, Bunclody 0, Courtown 3, Wexford Bows 2, Campile 1, Gorey Rangers 3, Clevaughan 0, Nordend 3 and Moyne 1, Shamrock Rovers 1. So Nicky, getting to you. Last week you said Rosslare might pip a home win against Bunclody and that's how it turned out?
Yeah, I didn't think there was going to be many goals in it. Rosslare are very well organised over the last number of years, as you said last week. And they pipped it 2-0 against a decent Bunclody side from what I hear that travelled down. So yeah, it was a great win for them. Puts a bit of pressure on Bunclody now over the next couple of weeks. And then with the Courtown game, we got that one a little bit wrong. So we tipped Bows and that. So Courtown won 3-2 on that one. So yeah, a couple of nice fixtures.
Good start for them, yeah. Lee, anything stand out there for you with the results?
Yeah, I would have went for Bunclody myself now if I'd been up here in the first week. Just because, like with Nordend, every time we play Bunclody, they seem to be our bogey team for some reason. They kind of put it up to us, like, and you think with the start of the season, you think they would have just drove on a little bit, like, especially against Rosslare. But like Nicky said, they've a good old team down Rosslare, so it's a good old win for them as well.
How about yourselves then in Clevaughan?
Yeah, it was a good old game. I don't really know much about the Clevaughan lads up there. Only know one or two from being with the Oscar trainers. Yeah, we just as we got the first goal, it took us a while coming. Just kind of got the second one, the third one. We kind of died off in the second half for some reason, but I think we tend to do that after getting a couple of goals up, which we shouldn't. Like, but yeah, it might be a hard place to go for some teams, like all the way out there, but they should be all right though, I'd say.
It will be tough, I'd say. It's a tight little pitch.
Tight little pitch down there, yeah.
You want to go out there and Clevaughan are a team that don't give up.
That's it, like, yeah.
As Jay touched on last week, they're fit and they're athletic and they keep on going. So.
And then you were at the Moyne game, Shamrock Rovers game?
Yeah, I called it 1-1 draw, but I thought it was a good game. Considering there was so many players missing for both squads, really, I thought it was a very good game. Rovers got a great start, great finish, and a great bit of play by Emma Kirk and Ricky Dwyer. But the Moyne started slow. Looked at, from my point of view, I thought they looked nervy. It took them nearly an hour to settle into the game, on my point, what I took out of it, but they got stronger as the game went on, and they put the pressure on, and they got the equaliser. So never write off the champions, I suppose. They'll keep on battling, but yeah, overall I suppose Rovers in the Moyne will be quite happy with a 1-1 draw, considering Gorey and Nordend drew the week before 1-1. So I'd say overall they were both quite happy to come out of that. Yeah. Nobody losing, and also it was a great win for Gorey down in Campile. I thought the distance might have been tough on him because it is a good, now we're in 10 now and 15 minutes down, so it was a good result for him down there.
Very good. So looking at the table then, going into this weekend, there's 3 teams at the top of the table on 4 points. It's very early. Nordend, Gorey and Rosslare. Courtown and Wexford Bows on 3 points. Shamrocks, Moyne, Campile, Bunclody and Clevaughan on 1 point, and then 4th just after 1 game on the bottom there. So getting into this week's matches, there's only 4 games this week. So the first game we're going to have a look at is Ford Celtic at home to Shamrock Rovers. So Ford will be looking to get the first points on the board for the season, while Rovers will want to push on from last week's draw and take up all 3 points, I presume. So how do you think it's going to go?
Well, look, last year Rovers went down to Ford and we won 1-0. It was a penalty. We got it last 10-15 minutes. They were really well organised, but that was under Liam Murphy. I know Ford now have a new manager, so it's going to be interesting to see how they're going to set up, and will they be as organised as they were that day against Rovers last year. They seem to be a bit more Youth, I think, down in fourth this year are here after going really back to the young lads. So it'll be interesting to see. Rovers should get stronger from last week. They're only going to gain players. I think Bart doesn't clash with any GA. I think they'll have Ricky Fox and Marty Kelly back. So they'll be two massive additions into the squad. If Rovers have them two back, I might just shade it maybe 2-1 Rovers win, but it will be difficult.
Yeah, I didn't know Fort had got a new manager, but as Nicky was saying, it's a tough place to go down to Fort Celtic. Like, they'll give it everything. Like, they never stop, no matter if they're 2-3-0 down, 4-0. They'll keep going and going and going. Nicky was saying that Marty and Ricky said he'd be back.
Yeah,
Ricky be back. Like, they're not going to clash with the GA. Or the two boys are massive, like, for Shamrock Rovers, you know. Like they said, Nicky said as well, they were bringing in some young lads from Fort Celtic as well, so that could help with the team as well down there. But I can't see Rovers losing now at the weekend. I'd say I'd go for a 2-0 win. I can't see them conceding either for some reason.
Very good, cheers. The next game we're going to have a look at is Bunclody at home to Clevan. Both teams coming off the back of defeats last week. They'll be definitely looking for a win this week. Clevan drew Rosslare in the first game, while Rosslare beat Bunclody last week. So, I'll go to Lee first this time. Is there anything you think to be seen from that, or will just Sunday's game be different?
I can't see Clevan getting it now with either myself from what I seen on Sunday, just with my own club North End, you know. They'll probably give it a good go for the first half maybe, but like Bunclody have a good few serious players as well, like, you know, they're well able to play football. Like, they're kind of hot and cold as well, Bunclody, like, you know. If they just kind of knuckle down, like, and kept playing the way they can play, there's no reason why they can't be up there, like, challenging, like, either, like, you know. But like I said, I'd go with a Bunclody win. I don't need to be many goals in it, but maybe 2-1 win to Bunclody.
You see that one?
I actually have wrote down here, I said 2-1 to Bunclody. One of the reasons why I'm kind of edging for Bunclody is Nick Finn is the new manager as well, and he has great enthusiasm around it. And the one thing Nick will bring is, as I said, enthusiasm to the Bunclody lads. He's a hard worker, and I know that he'll leave no stone unturned with them. As I said last week about Clevan, it's that step up. Do you know, like Tom Brack have done it. Gorey Celtic came up and managed to stay in it for a year, but I think you have to maybe come up and down a year or two before you actually can get to the level of the Premier League. And I just think that Clevan are just a couple of players shy of that. So as I said, I edge for a 2-1 win to Bunclody. Just on the fact that Bunclody's experience and Nick's enthusiasm, and I'd like to see Clevan maybe get a goal or two as well to try and bring him on, like, because if they keep getting bet 3-0 or whatever like that, it'll be tough on him, because I know they'll have a few lads coming back from GA as well, so you don't want to see them or anybody falling far behind in the league table. So just edge that 1-2 to Bunclody.
Very good, cheers. The third game of the weekend sees Courtown at home to Moyne. Courtown had a very good home win against Wexford Boys last week, and Moyne have delayed to snatch a point against Rovers. So Courtown maybe having a second game at home might be an advantage for them. How do you think it will go? Another club with a new manager with Stevie Redmond gone in there. Stevie had a great underage pedigree. He would have played at St Joseph's in Dublin, and he was played Irish underage football, so he has a great pedigree. He was a goalkeeper like myself and Lee as well. So he got a great win last week with a 3-2 win against Bows in his first game. So I think the Courtown, from what I can remember, I think Courtown being a bit of a bogey team for the Moyne over the last couple of years. Did they take 4 points off from last year? So I have wrote down a 2-2. I don't know exactly what the way the Moyne lads are. Will they have Shoddy or Ryan and the hurlers back? I don't know. If they don't,
it obviously makes it a lot more difficult for the Moy. But going on what I seen last week, and from what I hear from the Courtown Bows game, I imagine for a 2-2 draw on that one.
Do you see that one?
Yeah, and just going off what Nicky said there as well, he's saying about the Moy being the bogey team, Courtown's being their bogey team, and with the boys playing the GAA, it's always hard when clubs have other players playing GAA and all as well. Yeah, for me, for my own personal opinion, like I just stuck with the soccer now for the last 3 or 4 years now, because you either want to push on and win things and do that, or either play football or GAA. So I kind of stuck to the soccer myself. Like, but if the boys are back playing with the Moy, I probably will go probably with a draw as well. Courtown, like I didn't know it had a new manager either. Like there's a lot of new managers coming in all over the place in there. But it's a tough place to go, Courtown. You know, it's never easy down there either. Like, but you'd want Moy pushing on as well, especially in being the champions as well. You know, you think they'd want to be biting down and going for it again. You know, and not trying to play catch up after losing players to GAA and all as well. But I think a draw would be a fair result down there. I'm not going to say what. 1-1, 2-1, but I think it's just a draw.
Grand. And then probably the big game for you anyway, this weekend, there's a Wexford derby. It's Wexford Bows at home to North End this week. So there might be a bit of needle coming back from the cup last week. So is this week about revenge, or is it just about 3 points?
A bit of both, I suppose, you know. Last year hurt badly now in the cup semi-final. I won't mention why, but well, you know, we got bet on penalties, obviously a bit of controversy there as well, but we're just going to go out and try take each game as it comes in a town derby so early in the season as well. Kind of just makes you want to go for it as well. Like, it's going to be tough, but I think the Wexford Bows lads might be missing a few to the GAA. I'm not really sure. I think we're missing one or two players ourselves, so that'll be an interesting game as well. We're flying it now, in fairness now, from pre-season. We kind of didn't bring it into the first. We did it in a little bit against the Gorey game, the first game of the season, but like, we didn't take our chances in the first game, and you have to be taking your chances at this level, you know. So hopefully now we can just push on now and bring what we were brought in from pre-season, and no better way to bring it into a town derby now on Sunday. So hopefully we can go get the 3 points and see where it brings us then after that.
So you're not predicting a win then, you're just hoping?
I'm predicting a win, alright, yeah. Jeez, we always go to win. You go out, you know yourself, you go out, try to win every game, you know. But that's why I said we'd be going for the win anyway. Hopefully we'll
What was the controversy you were on about there? Was it the ball over the line, or?
No, well, to be honest, I couldn't see. I wouldn't be able to see that from where I was standing, like obviously like in the goal, like, but there's been a video of a few things like going around, like of the goal being disallowed from I think it was a set piece from the corner or something like that, and when you see it back on the video play from whoever recorded it, I don't know, but it's clear as day, like it wasn't a free, like, you know, but sure, we're not going to get into it now. There's no point in being all negative now. We'll just go out now on Sunday, try to get the 3 points.
I was actually standing behind the goal that day, and from behind the goal it did look like
the top end, is it?
Yeah. Behind the goal that day, it actually did look like the ball was over the line. I think was it Seamus Kelly was refereeing that day. I think he missed that one.
Was it Kelly? Was it? Yeah. I think so. On Darren Ennis, I think it was on the line. And, so, yeah, that line. Yeah, I think that's. Yeah.
I think it was. But
we won't get into that now.
No. So.
How do you think the game was going to go on Sunday?
Well, from what I can remember, there've always been really high-scoring games.
Yeah, true.
Was there a 5-3 a couple of years ago?
It was a 5-3, yeah, down at our place. That was it. Yeah.
And then there was. They've always been high-scoring, so I'm actually going to go high-scoring again. I'm going to probably edge with a 4-2 win for Bows. Or for North End, should I say. Sorry, for North End. Especially I had 4-0.
Freudian slip, I think.
He said he could be back, so I put 4-2. But yeah, just going, I think North End should be building momentum, and coming off the back of a defeat for Bows last week. If Bows had won that, they'd have been coming in then on 6 points, and there would have been motoring. So losing to Courtown last week is a bit of a dint, and then to get North End the week after doesn't really help matters either. I'm sure Dodzer's back from his holiday, so he's going to be like a maniac on the sideline, trying to push the lads on. So yeah, I'm edging for a North End win, but the big thing I'm going to be looking at, and it's probably the game I'm going to go and see, is how this joint management is going to work between John and Gary. Like who, if it comes down
pulling
to
the strings?
I was done it for a couple of years with my father, and it's a difficult thing to be a joint manager. So who does the final decision, or who does, if this is going to be a tight game, who makes the big call, whether Gary or John, or who else makes that call, because everybody has an opinion. So who do you think it'll fall down to?
Sure, Jez, if you had asked me that like any other year, like by this year, like I would have said Goggy, sure, without a doubt, like, you know, but I know they seem to be getting on good, like, you know.
Nothing like a derby to change it though.
That's it, like I know what you mean, like, but the boys they're doing well now, in fairness, you know, there's a new freshness and all. You need a bit of freshness as well, like, you know, John's been there for, 25 years, 26 years. But it's good, like Gary has us doing a lot of different things, like, you know, that Goggy wouldn't have had us doing over the last number of years, and I think I'm not going to say who it fall down to. I don't want to ruffle any feathers, right? Like, but no. Look, all I can say is that it's going well anyway, and we haven't noticed any animosity between the two of them, or anything like that. Everything's been going nice, and you know what I mean. Like, you know, you'd kind of pick up on these things if you see them like so early on in the season. But it seems to be going all well, plain sailing so far for the two of them anyway. So it's good.
Yeah, I know it's not easy. I don't know with my father. I'm sure you'd be
probably a little bit harder though with your father, though. I'd say.
No, I'd say it'd be easier.
Do you think so? Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Well, maybe it is. The two of us just.
You can say what you like to him, I suppose.
Yeah. So it'd be tough fun.
Good. That's all the games for this week. There's some really, really good games this week. Some teams needing to pick up 3 points after maybe not taking some points last week, and a couple of teams that want to get off the mark. So 4 interesting fixtures this week, and we'll be back next week to have a chat about them. Cheers.